Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sarel van Grenen, aka Mr. VG, and this is video 2 in our series about equations. And in this specific video, we are going to look at quadratic equations. Now, quadratic equations, ladies and gents, is or are, let me get my grammar right, are hectically important for grade 10, 11, 12. Because quadratic equations are actually going to represent a specific type of graph that we call a parabola. So it's something you cannot just leave in grade 9 and go, woo, I don't have to worry about it after grade 9. It is crucial for grade 10, 11, 12. So let's do a quick recap of what was done in the first video. In the first video, we looked at the types of equations. So we looked at linear equations, where we had an x to the power of 1. In this specific video, remember the video is quadratic equations. So now we are going to look at x to the power of 2 as being our highest power. So that power of 2. So the very important thing is in this video that our approach is going to be different. We are going to look at the zero product rule. Now, the zero product rule, ladies and gentlemen, is the rule when it comes to polynomial equations. The zero product rule basically says, if I have two products, remember product means multiply. So I've got A, which is one thing, multiplied by B, which is something else, and it's equal to 0. Think about it. When is something times by something else equal to 0? Two numbers. What can we say? One of the two numbers has to be equal to 0. So in other words, either A must be 0 or B must be 0. So this means that one of those two products, one of those two numbers have to be 0 for my answer to be 0. Think about it logically. If I've got 3 times by something to give me 0, what must that thing be? Well, it doesn't have another choice. It has to be 0. Or if I've got 0, or let's say something times by -1 equal to 0, well, that front thing must be 0 because of logic. It's the only way we can get 0. The beautiful thing is this can also be extended, ladies and gentlemen, to be something times by another number times by another number. So this could actually be extended to 3 products, and then that first product has to be 0. This is interesting. I'm going down a rabbit hole here, but please stay with me. So if I give you, for instance, this sum, x times by x minus 3 equal to 0. That means that I've got 2 products, 2 expressions. So I've got A and B, and they are multiplied together to give me 0. A is just x and B is x minus 3. So what does the zero product rule say? The first number or expression, which is x, is going to be 0, or the second number, x minus 3, is going to be 0. And in this case, I actually am sitting with a linear equation here because I've got x to the 1. So this means I can add 3 on both sides and x is equal to 3. So what again does it mean for my sum? Let's substitute 0 in. So if I've got 0 times pi, 0 minus 3, what is my answer? Well, it doesn't really matter what this back part is because I've got a 0 there. 0 times pi anything is 0. So it is a possible solution. What about the second one? Well, let's look at substituting that 3 in. So 3 times 3 minus 0. Well, why do I go 3 minus 0? My apologies. 3 minus 3. So this becomes 3 times 0. And what is this answer? Oh my goodness, it is also 0. So x equal to 3 also works out. So I actually have got two possible solutions. That's the beauty behind quadratic equations. That's the beauty with a zero product rule. So let's look at solving this one. X squared minus 4 equal to 0. First of all, it is a quadratic because of the x to the power of 2. Therefore, I'm going to need equal to 0. Yes, I've got it. So that is going to be always my step 1. I need an equal to 0 with quadratics. Secondly, now I'm going to factorize. I want the factors. So in other words, the left-hand side is a difference of 2 squares. So I'm going to factorize. With this in place, I can now say, oh my, I've got an a and a b. And the a is x minus 2. The b is x plus 2. So now I separate my factors, which means x minus 2 is 0 or x plus 2 is 0. And this leads me towards having two linear equations. Solving the left-hand side one, I've got x equal to 2. Solving the right-hand side one, I've got x equal to negative 2. Again, ladies and gents, two possible solutions. Let's look at when life becomes a tad more interesting. What if I give you x squared equal to x? First of all, I've got an x squared. So therefore, okay, I'm going to have a look at solving this one and this next one. The first one, it's an x squared. So I'm going to get equal to 0 first of all. If I've got x to the power of 2 equal to x and I want it equal to 0, I've got to subtract x on both sides. So that's what I did, because that x and that x becomes 0. Once I have the equal to 0, I'm going to factorize. So I'm going to take out an x common, leaving me with x equal to 0 or x minus 1 equal to 0. Solving that last one, I have x equal to 1. Again, the word or doesn't mean you can choose in the exam. It means that there are more than one option. It's not a choice, it is options. Let's have a look at this one on the right-hand side. If I look at that sum, what makes it different from the first sum we did in here is this equal to 2. If I look at the sum, I'm going to have to first of all then get rid of the brackets to see what kind of a sum it is. So using FOIL, I get x squared minus 2x minus 3x plus 6 equal to 2. I want equal to 0, remember, so I am subtracting 2 on both sides, leaving me with x squared minus 5x plus 4 equal to 0. Again, remember, This is a quadratic, so I want equal to 0. The next step is finding the factors on the left. So I'm going to split this up as if it is a trinomial. And my two factors are now going to be x minus 4 equal to 0 or x minus 1 equal to 0. Solving those two equations, I've got x equal to 4 or x equal to 1. This means that whenever I've got a quadratic equation, the most important approach is getting equal to 0. If it's already equal to 0, I can factorize and separate my factors. If it is not, then I have to make it equal to 0 after removing the brackets. So, ladies and gents, this is going to take some practice for you to get used to this, but it is worth it because this kind of sum will appear in every single one of the chapters you are going to do in grade 11 and 12. So have a beautiful and amazing rest of your day. Go and be awesome just the way you are. This is Mr. VG signing out. Keep well. Cheers.